Does he have hair dye? The hell do I care? I don't know. Veneers on his teeth? I don't know. Everybody's like, well, he's got a lot of money. A lot of people in Hollywood have money. They look like hell at 58. He takes care of himself. Work out, eat right. Doesn't sit on Twitter yelling at people all day. Whatever it is, that guy has aged well. Not everybody in Hollywood with money ages well. Seen Russell Crowe lately? Guy needs some produce. Okay, the point being is, this is why I don't like I love Mission Impossible. This is why I don't like the Steelers this year. I get a lot of feedback. They're the only good team in the league I don't like. I'm a little cool on Green Bay, but I still think they win 9-10 games. I think the Steelers are under 500. They have not aged well. Certain people in sports have. Tom Brady, Pete Carroll's got incredible energy. Herm Edwards is almost 70 years old. Whatever it is, the diet, the work, I think everybody works out. The diet, the workout, the relationship. You still love your wife. Whatever it is, some guys age well. Pittsburgh hasn't aged well. Ben's an old 38. Mike Tomlin is great press conference coach, but too often he gets emotional, not into data enough for my taste. I think they're too permissive sometimes for some of their stars. They just feel loose. They're not disciplined enough for me, and they haven't aged well. When is their last playoff win? Do you know what it was? 4 years ago, and they didn't score a touchdown in Kansas City. The last 3 playoff wins they've had, they've beaten Andy Dalton, Matt Moore, and Alex Smith. And they've lost to Tim Tebow and Blake Bortles. Blake Bortles at home. So it's just one of those things where I just don't buy. So I saw a Big Ben quote yesterday, and he's talking about his elbow, how it feels great. And Big Ben came out and said, I've had this pain for years. It's just been brutal. This is the first 13, 14 years I've had a tear the whole time. And you're just now addressing it? Do you think Tom Brady would wait 13 years if he had soreness? You're just now addressing it? Like, I don't even know why it is. I've always been sort of impressed by people that age well. It tells me they have good judgment. They make good decisions based on their relationships, their food, their workouts, whatever it is. They've got balance in their life. They're not angry all the time. But I just look at Pittsburgh, and I look at the NFL, and I look at Herm Edwards, and I look at Brady, and I just see some people that just age so well. Pittsburgh, they put on a few pounds. They're combing their hair over. They're not. My wife always says, Colin, just stay current. Be current. Don't be the old guy on the air that's not current and complaining about Instagram. Get on Instagram. Don't complain about it. And that's the new Colin, too. Contact Colin and Instagram Colin. The first quarterback as a kid, I'm making Warren Moon sound old. You should YouTube Warren Moon in college. It was the first quarterback I ever saw, college or pro. That was great. University of Washington, throwing to Spider Gaines at the Rose Bowl against Michigan, winning the Apple Cup. Warren Moon, a Hall of Famer, a Canadian League Hall of Famer, an NFL Hall of Famer, 17 years, 9 Pro Bowls. And by the way, he played for a long time, in fact, into his 40s. He is joining us now via the Coward Global Satellite Network. You know, it's funny. You know I grew up watching you. You know.
My family, friends, I was just in a bad place. And I found my way. I'm back. And I look forward to the rest of this run.
You know, I think it's really important that he said that. He said that he talked to a mental health professional, which the NBA has made it a point to have those in the bubble.
Yeah.
This is something that I was concerned about when the bubble first started. Like, we are, we're enjoying watching basketball, and I'm very happy that the bubble sounds as great as it has, and it's overall been an astounding success. But these are human beings who are away from their families, who are away from their homes, who are away from their normal routine, and who are dealing with the pressure of having to perform in these very extreme circumstances. So whether or not you feel like it's exaggerated because they're millionaires, how much money you make doesn't make you any less of a human.
Well, this is one of the things I said during COVID. You can lock people in their houses, but in America, 47,000 people a year commit suicide. They suspect it'll double. Like, mental health is a massive problem in America, a massive problem. And because it's not contagious, because you don't see it,
right,
like a car wreck or COVID, we don't talk about it. And social media has, of course, exacerbated these problems because young people, Paul George is a kid. These young people are sit on the Instagram and people say horrible things about them. And again, I'm at the point in my life where it's just almost comical.
Yeah.
But when you're 20, I've got a daughter, I've got kids. Paul George is a young guy. What is he, 28 years old, 29?
And he, he disabled his comments on his Instagram.
Yeah,
so it's and I'm with you. Like I find it comical because these people are not going to say this to your face.
Well, you and I
if
have
they
been public figures for a
opportunity.
long time.
I've just become numb to it, whether that's good or bad. Like it's not going to affect my day. I'll argue with people, but you're not changing my mood.
Right.
But
for a lot of people, it does.
It does. And maybe it's not even just that. Like you're isolated. And even if it is basketball and you love basketball, to what Giannis and LeBron were talking about last week, you can love basketball, but sometimes having no distractions is also a distraction. Like this is a whole, they're going to go through waves of emotions in this thing.
As a society, we tend to cure or solve or care about stuff we can see.
Yes.
And when you can't see it, we downplay mental health. And it is something I've talked about for 3 or 4 years in the show. It is that we have a mental health pandemic in this country, and social media does it no favors. It just doubles, triples, quadruples it.
And I don't look at this as an excuse whatsoever. Like there can be a reason why he was struggling, and he was very honest and transparent about it.
Yeah, years ago, it was funny. Years ago, I had somebody in my family who was struggling with it, and it was a former in-law, and the in-law was a man. He said, "I'm not as weak," and I said, "Well, you take heart medication." I don't think you're weak because of that. What if you need more serotonin in your brain? There's a lot of people out there that think, well, I'm not taking a pill. I am not weak. We take heart medication. We take all sorts of medications. It's not a weakness.
Yeah, it's just, you go to physical therapy. Why wouldn't you go to therapy for mental and emotional? It's all part of your body.
Call hotlines if you need help.
Yes. So finally, even though Tom Brady is new to the Bucs, he's been able to share his years of experience with his teammates. And Bruce Arians thinks that Brady's presence on the field is like having another coach on the staff. He said he has a great rapport with young players.